Hello and welcome back to part 2 of building the micro buggy track. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Okay, so working on the perimeter of the track, I'm going to be using this, which is, I think, 60mm rainwater downpipe. Available in the UK, nice and cheap. Comes in 2-meter lengths. It's going to have some connections. Now for the straights, you can buy connectors, which are these, which aren't too bad. They do work quite well. There we go. However, when it comes to the corners, we have a bit of an issue. Now there are corner connectors that you can get, but they're not 90 degrees. They are 92.5 or 93 or something like that. So it won't hold these quite square. Now, some people might get away with it, but it's on my mind that they won't be at 90 degrees, which with my OCD doesn't sit right. So we're going to create our own. I'm going to 3D print them. I can't see any reason why it won't work. So next step, jump onto CAD, draw something up and get it printed.
Okay, which you see there, and then extruded those out to give our main body and cut away the ends to create the, whatever you call, the sockets, or the plugs I guess, to go into our plastic pipes, and then added a few fillets to the corners, likewise. Okay, we see it growing, tidying things up. Can't see what's going on there. This is now pimping it out a little bit with my logo, and there we have it.
Let's get this onto the printer and get it printed out. So we set the printer off going. It was something like a 4-hour print, but yeah, we just let it do its thing. Okay, so there we have it. It finished off printing it overnight. Turned out as hoped. It does fit together nice and easily. Next thing is to see if we can get the logo into the corner. Okay, once we got it started, it's not so bad. So I suppose I should probably try and do this all in the same order.
There we go. That's really good. That's actually quite loose, but it's fine. I was planning on gluing it in.
There we have it. So, yeah. Okay, right, these are our small kickers. I'm going to super glue that onto there, leaving a small gap there for the back, which I'm just going to use a piece of plywood just to space. I probably could have machined a couple of dowels in there so that they peg together in exactly the right place, but yeah, never mind. So yeah, glue those together, and then for the backs of these, rather than CNCing them, it seemed a bit pointless to CNC them because there's not really any need to lighten these up and put fancy holes in them. So I just ripped some strips down on the circular saw, put a bevel on the top so that when they sit on the backs, the surface of the ramp will glue to the top edge. Then I haven't yet, but I will rip a couple of stringers down to go in the grooves. As per the other ones, which I don't think I covered on the video, I've actually ended up putting another smaller one in lower down. It probably would have been okay to CNC maybe just, but I've just been gluing them in. So yeah, we'll do the same on this one. But yeah, that is the plan. Okay, so just gluing these ends on, making sure they're square. I'm not super gluing my fingers to them again. Damn it. Okay, so we've got our stringers cut, and they slide nicely into the joints. Slightly interesting doing this one-handed. There we go. So just make sure that they're flush, and then I'll put a tape measure across here and just double check everything is square before gluing them in. Okay, so we've got our pair of small ramps done. Now to cut the deck, I'm going to reuse the bit of plywood that I tore off the other one earlier. Good thing about this ply is 3.6mm, but you can actually cut it quite nicely just with a Stanley knife. So yeah. Okay, so just putting the surface on this first small ramp. I thought the ply would bend quite nicely, but it really does take quite a bit of pressure to get it to bend down. A bit worried about it sort of distorting itself once it's glued. I no doubt I could get it down, but it's probably going to pull itself out of shape in time with that. So I think I've either got to pull the top off, score underneath it, which is probably the best solution, which yeah, should probably get it off pretty quick. Glue's drying. Right, so what I'm going to do, I've got my two tops cut here. I'm going to have to run them through the saw and effectively make a kind of bendy ply. I think that's really the only solution for it. So well, other than buying sort of flexi ply or something like that, but that's damn expensive, that stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a faff, but there you go. Homemade DIY flexi ply. I cut about halfway down through the ply, so pretty much there's just about one ply. The far side ply still there. Is it going to work? Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's not requiring much force at all to bend it down. So all good. Let's glue it on and get these done. After all that effort, it's done it again on this piece of plywood. I don't know what's going on. It's fine on the other ramps. Look at down there. It's freaking bowed like a banana. So at this point of the build, I probably should have just stopped and considered things a little bit more. In the end, it was so simple and I should have known better. But there you go. You can carry on watching me struggle for a little bit longer. I just don't get it. On the table here, I've just pulled this off. It sits completely flat. Yeah, as soon as you put any sort of bend in it, it bows like a banana. Wow, I don't know. Flexi MDF, which is probably going to be expensive, or flexi ply, which is even more expensive. Or I don't know. What do I do? We are just a couple of days away from the first event, so time is ticking and starting to panic a little bit. I've got 2 first jumps done and I'm gonna have to try and resurface them. I think I'm gonna try some of the flexi MDF, see if I can get it to work better than the plywood on those. These are now I have got working great. I bought a new section of gutter. It was a 3 meter length, cut it 2 1.2s out of it. And that was the leftovers. My 3D printed parts are working well. And then it comes back down to the wooden ramps. I would like to get a couple more done. I'd like to get some boxes done to make some sort of tabletops, and I'd like to make some down ramps. Whether I'm going to get that all done by Monday, no idea, probably not. I've also got to get the Velcro on the bottom of the perimeter. But yeah, there you go. As I say, time is ticking. It's midnight now, so I'm off to bed and try and grab a few hours or minutes over the weekend while I'm not playing with the little one, to do a bit more, and then it's going to be a bit of a race on Monday to get everything packed up, and then what with work and everything, get down to the track hopefully a little bit earlier than normal, not the track, the hall, and start to get things set up for the first event. So there you go, we'll keep bashing on and see where we get to. Yeah, you guessed it, I still haven't figured it out at this point. I don't know what I was thinking. Right, okay, third time. Oh no, it's not third time, it's God knows how many times. I thought I'd try it with Flexi MDF. I found some scraps, stuck a bit together, and what do you think? It has, well, I've basically done it again. It's not as bad. It's definitely not perfect. It's pretty roughly glued down as well, and as soon as I push it down in the middle, don't know why it does this bowing thing, feeling when I push it down in the middle, it's going to make it even worse. So there must be a reason for this, I don't know why. Right, not long to go now, just what is it, we're Saturday and first meeting is on Monday. So trying to get a few little bits done. This was a leftover piece of guttering that I had. It was a short piece. I thought I could make some sort of a little feature to go around corners, just to sort of deter the inside line. So split it in half, just with a knife, scored it and snapped it. Cleaned up the edges, and now I am just putting some red stripes on it, and I'm doing that simply with masking tape as a guide and some red vinyl tape. Working well, just a bit of fun really. Okay, so out in the garage and just done a little bit of a sanding on these two ramps. And then we are going to cover it. Okay, I've got this green event carpet, super thin. It's got a bit of a rib to it, but it's all good. Pulled it out of skip, and we're going to use it to carpet the ramps. So it should work quite well. Not a major fan of the colour, but beggars can't be choosers. So there you go. We will just use some of this spray adhesive. I've just got it lying around from doing my van. Pop some on the surface, pop some on the carpet, and get it stuck down. Okay, so there you have it, all carpeted. Now just go around the edges just with a coarse sanding block. Just sanding the edges just to taper them off and leave a nice smooth edge. Well, it is Sunday night. I have just finished. It has gone midnight again. I've done as much as I can. We will go to the track tomorrow evening. I might try and grab a few minutes in the day tomorrow if I can, but I've got so much on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So I've still got to load the van and everything, but we will go to the track tomorrow, or to the hall tomorrow, to set up and just see how it goes really. I can only do what I can, but yeah, fingers crossed it goes smoothly. Okay, so just got back from the first event, first buggy event, absolutely exhausted. I didn't get time to get much footage, but what I did get, I will put up now.
Okay, we have Rich in the lead. Matthew.
In general, it went pretty good. It took a lot longer than I thought to sort things out. because it wasn't our normal venue. The carpet was too big, so we had to kind of leave it a bit rolled up, and trying to get that laid out flat was pretty tricky, and a lot more to work out with regards to the pipes and the ropes and everything like that. Again, I thought that was going to be quite simple, but it just takes so much time. But yeah, it all went relatively smoothly, and we got some really good fun racing in. At the end of the night, we did learn quite a lot. It was going to take a lot longer to set up each time. Those gutter ramps, they were a killer. They flipped you over so easily when you were racing, so might have to think about modifying those. The big jumps were good, but they really do need some landings, so we'll hopefully get that built fairly soon. The pipes and the barriers all work relatively well. I think that, again, there's a bit of room there for improvement, but yeah, in general, all good, and everyone had a lot of fun. So there you go, we made it through our first night of buggy racing. We all had a great time, and can't wait to get back out again. Got loads more that I want to do with regards to the track and building features, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I think I've only got about 5 or 6% of my viewers who are subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down in the bottom corner. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, like and share and all that other jazz. I'd really appreciate it. But otherwise, stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you soon.